Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of English Boost Podcast. I'm Anna, and as always, I'm here with my partner in crime, the one and only Liam.
What's up, everyone? How's it going? Anna, are you ready to get grammatical today? I can already feel the excitement in the air.
Oh, you know it, Liam. Today, we're diving into some of the core building blocks of the English language: nouns, pronouns, and verbs. I know it might sound a bit textbook, but trust me, by the end of this episode, you'll be speaking English more smoothly than ever.
Exactly! These are the secret sauce to sounding confident in English. I mean, imagine trying to have a conversation without knowing what these words are doing. It'd be like trying to make a sandwich without bread, right?
Or like trying to have a conversation without, well, actual words. But don't worry, folks. We're going to break it down, make it fun, and give you some real-world examples so you can start using these grammar rules in your everyday life.
Yeah, whether you're chatting with friends, writing that all-important email, or hey, maybe even trying to impress someone on a first date, you've got to know how to use nouns, pronouns, and verbs like a pro. All right, Anna, where do we begin? Oh wait, hold up. Should we give them a sneak peek of what's coming?
Sure thing. So today, we're kicking off with the power of nouns, then diving into mastering pronouns. After that, we'll get to verbs, the lifeblood of any sentence, and finally, we'll wrap it all up by showing how these elements work together to build powerful sentences.
It's like building the ultimate English language toolkit, piece by piece.
All right, let's get into it. First stop on our grammar journey, nouns. You know, Liam, nouns are kind of like the superheroes of sentences. They swoop in and give names to everything around us. People, places, things, you name it, literally. That's right. Imagine walking around the world and you can't name anything. You'd be like, hey, pass me that, thing. Or, I'm going to the place where they have food. Total chaos.
Exactly. So, nouns are like the foundation of language. And there are all kinds of nouns. Let's break them down a bit. First, we have common nouns, which are everyday things, like car, city, dog, the basics. Then you've got proper nouns, which are the fancy ones with names like London, Tesla, or Mount Everest. Always capitalized, by the way. It's like they've earned that VIP treatment.
Yeah, they're the celebrities of the noun world. But don't forget about abstract nouns, which represent ideas or feelings. Things like love, freedom, or happiness. You can't touch them, but you know they're there.
And let's not sleep on collective nouns either. Words like team, family, or group. They represent a collection of things or people all wrapped up into one word. It's like the group hug of nouns.
Oh, I love that. The group hug of nouns. Liam, you're on fire today. So, as you can see, nouns are everywhere. They give us the vocabulary to talk about the world around us. Whether you're describing something concrete, like a book, or something more abstract, like justice, nouns anchor our thoughts into words.
Right. And without them, we wouldn't have anything to talk about. So, for all you listeners out there, start paying attention to the nouns you use daily. Think about how they help you frame your thoughts and conversations.
All right, that's a wrap on nouns. Ready to move on to our next section, Liam?
Oh yeah, pronouns are calling my name, literally.
All right, now that we've got our nouns sorted out, let's talk about their super smooth sidekick, pronouns. These are the cool, laid-back words that step in and say, hey, you've said Anna like 5 times, let's switch it up. Pronouns are like the personal assistants of nouns. They do the heavy lifting when you don't want to repeat the same word over and over again. Instead of saying, Anna went to the store, Anna bought some coffee, you can say, Anna went to the store, she bought some coffee. Smooth, right?
Yeah, it's like pronouns give your sentences a bit of flow, helping everything feel more natural. Plus, they make you sound like you know what you're doing. Let's break them down a bit. You've got your personal pronouns like he, she, they, we, and it. They replace specific people or things.
Right. And then we've got possessive pronouns. These are fun because they show ownership. Words like mine, yours, his, hers, and theirs. So instead of saying, that is Anna's coffee, you can just say, that is her coffee.
Saves you time and you sound sharp while doing it. And we can't forget about reflexive pronouns. Words like myself, yourself, and themselves. They come in when the subject and the object of a sentence are the same, like I made this cake myself. And I mean, who doesn't love a good reflexive pronoun moment?
Exactly. It's like you're giving yourself credit for the hard work. And then, last but not least, we've got relative pronouns. Words like who, whom, which, and that. These are used to introduce more information about a noun. For example, the book that I'm reading is amazing. It helps connect ideas together without being repetitive. And here's a little challenge for our listeners. Try going a day without using pronouns. You'll quickly realize how awkward and repetitive it sounds when you keep saying, Liam did this, Anna did that, over and over. It'll drive you crazy.
Yeah, trust us, it's not fun. Pronouns are your friends, people. So use them wisely. They can take your conversations from clunky to crystal clear in no time. Now that we've tackled nouns and pronouns, it's time to bring some action into the mix. Literally. Let's talk verbs.
Yes. Verbs are the life force of any sentence. They show what's happening, what's going on, and without them, well, everything would just sit still. Imagine trying to describe your day without any action words. How boring would that be?
Oh, totally. Verbs are the words that give sentences energy. They're like the engine of a car, getting things moving. And there are so many different types of verbs, each doing their part to keep our language alive and kicking.
Let's start with the basics. Action verbs. These are the words that describe physical or mental actions. Think of words like run, jump, think, and laugh. If you're doing something, you're using an action verb.
Yeah, like when I say I run 5 miles every morning, or hypothetically. 'Cause let's be real, I probably haven't run 5 miles since high school.
Haha, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. But that's a perfect example. Action verbs tell us what's happening. Then we've got linking verbs, which are a little different. These don't show action, but rather they connect the subject to more information about the subject. The classic example is to be, as in, Liam is a podcast superstar. See how it links the subject to a description?
Oh, I like that example. Linking verbs are like the glue holding a sentence together. Other examples include seem, become, and appear. So you could say, Anna seems ready to explain more grammar tips. Boom, linking verbs in action.
Exactly. And then we have auxiliary verbs, also known as helping verbs. These are like the support crew. They help the main verb in a sentence by adding more detail to the action. Words like is, are, was, were, and has help us form different tenses. For instance, I am running versus I was running. The auxiliary verb shifts the time frame of the action.
So not only are verbs getting things done, but they are also telling us when things are happening. Whether it's happening now, happened in the past, or will happen in the future, verbs have your back.
Right. And once you start noticing verbs in your everyday conversations, you'll see just how much they shape the way we communicate. They add clarity, action, and timing to our thoughts.
So to all of our listeners out there, start paying attention to the verbs you use. Think about how you can use action verbs to bring more energy into your sentences and how helping verbs can sharpen your storytelling by anchoring your verbs in time.
And if you're feeling adventurous, try switching up your verbs to see how they can change the tone or energy of a sentence. Instead of saying, I walked to the store, say, I dashed to the store. See how much more exciting that sounds?
I love that. Little tweaks like that can make all the difference. So, folks, remember, verbs are the powerhouse of your sentences. Use them well and you'll be communicating like a pro.
It's time to bring it all together. Nouns, pronouns, verbs, all working in harmony to create those smooth, grammatically sound sentences.
Yeah, this is where the magic happens. You've got your nouns to name things, your pronouns to keep the flow going, and your verbs to inject action and life. But how do they all fit together to make a great sentence? That's what we're breaking down next.
So, first things first. Think of a sentence as a little package of information. At the core of every sentence is a subject and a verb. The subject, often a noun or pronoun, tells us who or what the sentence is about. The verb tells us what that subject is doing. Simple, right?
Right. So, if I say Anna teaches English, that's a complete sentence. The subject is Anna, the verb is teaches, and boom, we've got a solid sentence. But we can make it more interesting by adding more details.
Exactly. Let's build on that. You can add objects or modifiers to give more context or depth to your sentence. For example, instead of just saying Anna teaches, you can say Anna teaches English to students around the world. Now we've got a more complete picture of what's happening.
And let's not forget pronouns. You can swap out nouns with pronouns to keep things smooth. So instead of repeating Anna over and over, you could say she teaches English to her students around the world. The sentence still flows, but it sounds more natural.
And here's a tip. Always pay attention to subject-verb agreement. For example, you say, she runs, not she run. It's one of those little details that keeps your grammar on point.
Okay, let's say Liam reads. That's a simple subject-verb combo, but if I want to add more flavor, I can say Liam reads his favorite books during the afternoon. Now, I've added a possessive pronoun and a prepositional phrase to give more detail.
Perfect. And notice how everything fits. Each element adds something important, but nothing feels out of place. That's the key to building strong sentences that communicate clearly. And that's a wrap, everyone! We hope you enjoyed this breakdown of nouns, pronouns, and verbs. And most importantly, how to put them together to create strong, clear sentences.
Yeah, remember, these are the building blocks of the English language, and mastering them is the first step toward becoming a more confident speaker. It might seem simple, but once you get the hang of it, you'll see a huge difference in how you communicate.
Definitely. Whether you're writing an email, having a conversation, or working on your English skills in any setting, using nouns, pronouns, and verbs effectively will make all the difference. And don't forget, practice makes perfect.
Yep. So, your homework, folks, is to start paying attention to the sentences you use daily. See how these grammar tools come into play, and maybe even try crafting a few new sentences with everything we've covered today.
And if you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe to English Boost Podcast and leave us a review. We'd love to hear how these tips are helping you in your journey to mastering English.
Plus, if there's a specific topic you want us to cover in future episodes, let us know. We're always looking for ways to boost your English skills even more.
That's right. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Keep practicing, stay curious, and remember, every conversation is a chance to get better.
Until next time, folks, this is Liam.
And I'm Anna. Keep boosting your English, and we'll catch you in the next episode of English Boost Podcast. We are going to learn about simple present.